The title of this session is Letting Go of Ego, recorded May 19th, 1966.
I guess the best way to start is with an overall picture of our direction in such a way that it embraces those who have been here for some time and those who are here for the first time. I think all the questions that the philosophers ask and try to get the answer to, that the psychologists ask, but even the field of medicine asks, and the world of religion are really all asking the very same thing, approaching it from different angles. Everyone is seeking the answers. And if we sift out what is it that we're all seeking, we put different names to it. Some people call it spiritual, some truth, some philosophy, wisdom, understanding. But the basic thing that everyone is seeking is very simple. It's happiness. But it's the ultimate happiness. It's nothing mystical and nothing far and nothing complex. Every being is seeking pure and simple happiness in a way that there is no more sorrow. So the word I like best for our so-called path is the ultimate happiness. The ultimate happiness, of course, is the ultimate truth of our beingness, truth of the universe. And there is only one ultimate truth, is the way it turns out to be. So all of us are seeking this continuous happiness with never a taint of sorrow. Most people in the world, of course, are making the error of seeking it where it is not, and therefore not attaining it, and becoming extremely frustrated because the more they try to get of it where they think it is, the more they discover that it isn't there. In place of the happiness, they're finding more and more discontent, more and more misery. We never had so much materially as we have now. And I don't think we've ever been so unhappy, at least in the past 50 years we haven't, as we are today. So in seeking this ultimate happiness, there's one most important thing necessary. And that is to have pointed out to us what this happiness is and how to get it. Now, as I said, it's very simple. Truth, happiness, God is simple. If it's not simple, it's not godly, it's not truth, it's not happiness. It's an artificial complexity set up by man's ignorance. So again, I say this whole direction we're in is very simple. Now, the number one thing preventing us from seeing what this ultimate happiness is our sense of egoity. So opposed to this ultimate happiness, which is really the goal, and the only thing stopping us from having this constant happiness with no sorrow, is the sense of separation. I am an individual separate from the all. Once we take on this sense of separation, we seem to develop it more and more, and we keep pulling away from that ultimate happiness, the ultimate state, which in the beginning we were all in. And more we begin to believe that we are a limited mind, a limited body, so limited that we need a thing called oxygen to survive, or food, and so forth and so on. This ultimate happiness that is the goal is something that never, ever really leaves us. It's right within us all the time. But we cover it over with concepts of limitation, of being separate. And the more we do it, the more concepts we build up until we get to the point where we are today, extremely overloaded with concepts of limitations. Now, this ultimate joy that we're seeking is our natural state. It's a natural state to all mankind. To get this ultimate happiness, which is our natural state, all we need to do is to let go of the obstructions that we have set in the way of seeing what this happiness is. We have built up endless concepts of limitation over this unlimited being that we are, naturally. So the simplicity of the direction is this. We are that natural, unlimited being possessing right now that unlimited joy, but covering it over with a sense of limitation called the ego. We need to rediscover what I just said. We need to rediscover it. It's there. It's there all the time. Well, how do we rediscover it? First, we need someone to tell us that the direction is this way. Someone must point out the direction. Secondly, we must look in that direction, and we must discover it for ourselves. No one can give it to us. We must see it. We must see it through our own mind's eye. And when we do, we re-recognize that which we always were. An unlimited being with unlimited joy. Now, the direction must be inwardly. It is not outwardly. Everything out there we discover is something that we have dreamed up and then put a tag on it as being real. This world, this universe, we have dreamed, and through accepting this dream for so long, we think it's real. So what we need to do is to turn our attention inwardly to re-examine, rediscover what is the truth of everything. And as we do that, we begin to see the falsity or the illusion of the world, and by getting concentrated in the inward direction, we see this infinite being that we are. So the path resolves itself into two things. One, seeing this infinite being that we are, and two, seeing the limitations that we have superimposed over it and letting go of them.